Hey there, native plant enthusiasts. This is Santino, Education Coordinator for Bowman's Hill Wildflower Preserve, coming at you with our next education video. Before we go on to today's video, I wanted to take a brief second just to say thank you to each and every one of you who have enjoyed the content and have gone and hit that subscribe button. At this point, we are just under 500 subscribers, and that is absolutely humbling. I cannot believe how much the channel has grown, and I wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you. I have secret hopes that we're past 500 by the time you see the video, but when I'm recording it, we are just under 500 subscribers. And we are planning something big once we hit the 1,000 subscriber mark, or, bigger than nothing. But yeah, if you haven't taken an opportunity to do so yet and you enjoy this content, please head right below the video, hit that red subscribe button. It is free, and it is one of the best ways you can help the preserve, or at least the easiest free way to help the preserve. And of course, share with others the importance of native plants to all life on this planet. So again, I wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you for your support. I'm glad to hear how much you like the content, and without further ado, on to today's video. All right, so I am here on the newly reopened, newly celebrated medicinal trail at Bowman's Hill Wildflower Preserve. And today's video is a little bit more of an education musing than a native plant highlight. It started after seeing one of the very small, delicate blooms that you can find here at the preserve right now, and a conversation with my family about common names after the prickly pear video. So yeah, doing a little bit of research, just having my mind blown, I wanted to share some musings with you all. So to get started, I've kind of subtitled this Common Name Conundrum, but want to highlight and showcase what the issues are with using common names. So what is a common name? It is just that, the colloquial or common term used to describe a particular plant or animal. The problem is that these are not universal. If you went to a different country, you might have a different common name for something. They're super region specific, which is why we have scientific names which are universally accepted. So no matter where you go, whether that's Europe, Asia, Africa, or the like, if you said a scientific name, everyone would know exactly what you're talking about. So some examples that come to mind instantly when I think of that might cause confusion with people are things like hemlock and sumac. So hemlock, if I just said that, you wouldn't know if I was talking about, say, the eastern hemlock, Tsuga canadensis, or poison hemlock, which is a perennial species native to Europe and Africa, though it has made its way to the US. Two very, very different plants. In fact, they are so unrelated that the closest thing they share is that they are both plants. Another great example is sumac. We have a wonderful native plant, staghorn sumac, here on the preserve and in Pennsylvania, and which is completely different and wholly unrelated, though they share an order, which is different than kingdom, than poison sumac. So, the common names really are confusing. And, where do these things come from? So how did this all start? It started when I checked out this wonderfully cool little plant, which is Chamaphila maculata, or spotted wintergreen. Now, it is called spotted wintergreen despite it not being spotted, but it has stripes. And why is it called wintergreen? Well, when I think wintergreen, I think of one of my preferred flavors. I enjoy strong flavors, and one of the ones that I enjoy quite a bit is wintergreen. But this plant is not named wintergreen for that. It is named wintergreen because it is green all year round. It is one of the few plants that still has green leaves in the wintertime. However, it does have a cousin in the heath family, and that cousin is teaberry. Now, for those familiar with teaberry, you might have heard of teaberry gum. And what flavor is teaberry gum? Well, that is wintergreen. So teaberry is also known as American wintergreen. So here in America, we have American wintergreen teaberry. We also have spotted wintergreen, which is completely not related to a flavor. Now, what's very interesting, even furthermore, talk about scientific names. So chama means winter, phila meaning loving, and maculata means spotted. So spotted, winter green, winter loving plant. It's green in the wintertime, so on and so forth. So scientific names will often lead you to know some more characteristics about the plant. that you are inspecting and enjoying and learning about. So American wintergreen or teaberry gets its flavor, or that association, from the plant's chemical defense. As we've talked about before, all plants are trying to survive and reproduce, and what they don't want is to be eaten by other things, so many plants produce chemicals to deter things. One of those being salicylic acid, which is the wintergreen flavor and chemical derivative found in the teaberry plant. So that's what gives teaberry its flavor. Coincidentally, this salicylic acid is the derivative, or is used in several medicines because it helps with gastrointestinal distress and upset. It helps calm that. Now, what common gastrointestinal medicine might you find this in? Pepto-Bismol. And what flavor is Pepto-Bismol? Wintergreen. What? Mind blown. Speaking of mind blown, maculata. Maculata, spotted, comes from the word, or is derived from the word, maculate. Have you ever heard or used the word maculate? I have not, but maculate means spotted. Okay, so, but what I have heard of is immaculate. Immaculate or spotless. We couldn't have immaculate without having maculate to begin with, though we never use the word maculate in common everyday anymore. Yeah, mind blown. Okay, that aside, now back on to the topic of salicylic acid and wintergreen and teaberry. So historically, teaberry was used to, or as a derivative, or used to pull the wintergreen flavor of, which we commonly find in foods and medicines and the like. But in the US, the most common teaberry plant that was used to commercially produce that wintergreen flavor, currently today it is artificially produced, chemically produced, and so forth. But it was originally most commonly derived for not American wintergreen that has that. Instead, it was a completely different plant species altogether, and that was Betula lenta, or our black and sweet birch. So our birch tree is the most common place where we found that salicylic and derived that salicylic acid from. Now, even more, this rabbit hole goes even deeper, right? For those who enjoyer of carbonated beverages, you might have enjoyed birch beer a time or two. And what flavor is birch beer? Wintergreen. How did they get that? From that same chemical compound. Boom! My mind is blown, and I hope yours is too. All right, my friends, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today on this education video. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. Again, if you haven't done so already, please pop down below, hit that subscribe button, give it a like, share it with a friend that you think might also enjoy this education learning. And as always, my friends, I encourage each and every one of you to keep on experiencing what's natural and learn what's native. Take care.